Hi, happy Monday morning, everybody. Can you hear me? Let me know. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Welcome to another live streaming class, just singular. This will just be one class from the Smrt studios here in Spokane, Washington. Yeah, did I start a little early? Sorry about that. It's Monday morning. I'm waking up. I don't know what time it is where you are, maybe Monday night, but happy Monday. We are streaming live from a different location. Some of you have seen Sean and Mark, and they're up in Canada. We're down here in another studio in America, in Spokane, Washington. And last time I told you I'd show you where that is on a map. So let me bring up my map real quick. It's Monday night, and I'm gonna attempt your name, Anirudh. Is that even close? Anirudh Shukla. It's Monday night where you are. It's Monday morning where I am, but still the same day, right? Let me show you where Spokane is. I'm gonna go ahead and get off the green screen. Okay, let's see. I'll zoom in a little bit. You see that red dot here? This is Spokane, this blotch here. I know that's kind of hard to see in the background on Google Maps. And then if I zoom out, keeping it on there, there's the red dot there, that's Spokane. And we're gonna go out a little further. And there's Seattle. Hi, Ahmed. And there's Vancouver. I'm just showing everybody where we are on the map. So this is the northwest corner of America. Here's the state of Idaho, state of Oregon, state of Washington, where Spokane is, near the Idaho border, near the Canadian border. Okay, that's it for the geography lesson. Let's dive right in to the grammar lesson. We're going to start with something very basic, basically a cornerstone of English grammar, something you'll need to know if you want to speak, read, write English. So this will be a basic English grammar lesson. We're going to look at subject and object pronouns, and I'll explain what subjects mean and what objects mean, and of course what pronouns mean. Bakker, 5 p.m. You're lucky. Your day's you're in the evening time now. I'm just beginning a long work day. Hi, Solomon. Hi, Zayed or Goadria. Hi, Santos. You don't have to call me sir. Hi, Mala. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to get started with the grammar lesson, so here we go. And of course, ask me any questions as we go along. Okay, let's look at this first example here. See two people shaking hands. Speaker A says, "Hi, I'm Charles." Speaker B, "Hi, Charles, I'm Wendy. It's nice to meet you." Charles says, "Nice to meet you too." And as you can see, the blue letters with the I and the it, and the green letters with the you, the blue is a subject pronoun, and the green is an object pronoun. So let's see how those work now. Pronouns. You can see the word nouns in them, so pronouns are, of course, nouns. They're special words we use in place of names. So, for example, if you have the name Abdulaziz, and Abdulaziz was writing or speaking about himself, he could use the pronoun I. I am Abdulaziz. If I use the pronoun be, I am Neal. Oh, I should have introduced myself, by the way. Hi, I'm Neal. I'm Neal Hallgarth here in Spokane, Washington, in the SCEL studios. Okay, let's dive right in. Let's look at a couple more examples. Leslie is my uncle. And notice the strike through on Leslie in the next one. We wouldn't say Leslie is a farmer. We don't need to repeat the name Leslie. So correctly underneath it here, if we look at this line, Leslie is my uncle. He is a farmer. And of course, he is a subject pronoun, and it's replacing the name Leslie. In English, it sounds funny or looks funny when you're writing if you keep repeating the same name. If you kept repeating the name Leslie. Leslie is my uncle. Leslie is a farmer. Leslie works on a farm. Leslie has many horses. So it's much more common to use a pronoun like he. Hi, Ralph, welcome. We just got started, so all of you joining us now, we're just at the beginning. You're joining at a good point here. Let's look at the next example down here. This is Jack. I work with Jack. And notice the strike through on Jack there. This is Jack. I work with him. And this is an object pronoun, not he in the object place, him, H-I-M. So we would not repeat the name when we are speaking or when we are writing. This is Jack. I work with Jack. It sounds and looks a little funny. It's better to use the object pronoun. This is Jack. I work with him. Okay, so far so good. Okay, here we go. In Grammar 1.1, this grammar we're looking at right now, subject and object pronouns, we will study three kinds of pronouns. First one, subject pronouns. The subject, as you may or may not know, usually comes before the verb of a sentence. Sometimes the subject is more than one word, and I'll show you what that looks like in these examples. Examples. I am from Venezuela, just like Ralph. I am from Venezuela. I here, of course, is the subject pronoun. My friends and I are having a great time. So you can have more than one pronoun or more than one subject before the verb. Here, the verb are having, a continuous verb. My friends and I. Actually, my friends is not a pronoun, but I is a pronoun. So my friends and I, you can have two things, two subjects joined with and. My friends and I are having a great time. And finally here we have the time is 6 o'clock. Okay, as you can see, not a pronoun, the time, but a subject. And these are what subjects look like. And let's look at these sentences a little closer. Am is a verb. Are having is a verb. And here is a verb. So it's easy to recognize a subject because it's the noun that comes before the verb in a sentence. The main subject pronouns in English are as follows. And here they are. And you can see them up here. I, you, he, she, it, we, they. Welcome, Jonathan, another person from Venezuela. Welcome, Venezuela. We have a lot of representatives from Venezuela. And of course, as we go along, and you have any questions, let me know. Or if you want something repeated, please let me know. Let's look at examples of these pronouns with some pictures too. I am a student. Of course, there's our subject pronoun, I, and then the verb am, so subject always comes before verb. I am a student. You are smart. Again, subject pronoun you comes before the verb are. You are smart. He is my friend. He, again for men, here he is, here's he. He is my friend. Comes before the verb. We are late. We, of course, meaning more than one person, two people here. We are late. We comes before the verb are. Subject pronouns. Now let's look at a couple pronouns that are a little different than just the he, she, we, they, you, I. Let's look at it and they. We use it to talk about one thing or animal. It is not used to talk about people. Don't use it to talk about people. Never use it to talk about people. That's a 100% rule. It is beautiful. I don't know if she's talking about the box, but I'm going to assume what's in the box. Whatever's in the box, it is beautiful. Again, comes before the verb. Subject pronoun always comes before the verb. It is so fast. What do you think they're talking about here? It is so fast. What is so fast? Any guesses on what it is here? It is so fast. Probably the car. Probably the car. He's talking about the car. It is so fast. The car is so fast. Okay, moving on. Next example. We also use it to talk about the time and temperature. Welcome, Youssef. Yeah, Jonathan, you got it right. Bacher, you got it right. Good. It is the car. It was the car in this one. It is so fast. That's kind of easy, right? We also use it to talk about the time and temperature. Let's look at some examples. It's a beautiful day. What is a beautiful day? Well, we're probably talking about the weather. Weather's nice. Sun's out. I don't know. Sun doesn't look like it's out in this picture, but it looks like it's pretty good weather. Maybe somewhere near the ocean. Clouds, but still warm. It's a beautiful day. Is it very hot where you are, Abdulaziz? Would you say it's a beautiful day or it's a miserable day? It's a hot day? Let's look at the next one. It's snowing. Again, talking about the weather. We can use it to talk about the weather, to talk about the time. Of course, it's snowing. Yes, the weather. It. Also the time. It's 12:30 p.m. And this, of course, is a contraction or a short way to say it is. It is 12:30 p.m. It's 12:30 p.m. So time and weather. It's a cat. Yeah, good. Guadria, if you're talking about an animal, of course you can use it to talk about an animal. They is used to talk about more than one thing or animal. They can also be used to talk about people. So they is very, very useful. Things, animal, people. Let's take a look at some examples. Look at the strawberries. They are so red. Of course, we're talking about the strawberries. Notice the S at the end of strawberries, so you know there's more than one. Of course, the picture helps. There's more than one. They are so red. Again, we use pronouns, subject and object pronouns, when we don't want to repeat a noun. So look at the strawberries. We would not say, the strawberries are so red. It sounds weird, sounds strange if we keep repeating a noun. So we're going to use subject pronoun. Oh, here's a question. That's a good question, Youssef. What about it's me, it is me, to talk about like if you knocked on somebody's door and they say, who is it? And you say, it's me, it is me. Yes, in that case you can, but you're using me, an object pronoun, to let them know you are a person, of course. It, in that case, would be in response to the question, who is it? Kind of as an announcement. Yeah, that's a strange one. That's a good question. Yes, we can use it if we are announcing ourselves. It's me. I'm here. So that's kind of a special case with the use of it. Good question, Youssef. It is I. So when we talk about subject and object pronouns, think, does the pronoun come before the verb or after the verb? And that's going to change the pronoun you use. So it is I sounds very formal and correct, but if we're coming after the verb is, probably you want to use that object pronoun, and we'll talk about object pronouns in a minute. Hi, Eddie, welcome. We're talking about subject and object pronouns here. Let's look at the next example. Birds are in the sky. They are flying. So here we have the subject pronoun they. Afterwards, the continuous verb are flying. Of course, we're going to use they, not them, because it's in the subject positions. It's a subject pronoun. Hi, Sophie. Welcome, all the way from Indonesia. So many people from around the world. This is great. Again, one more time, subject and object pronouns. Let's look at another example. This is Joan and Paul. They are my parents. And of course, here they refers to Joan and Paul. And we're going to guess here Joan and Paul. Joan being a woman's name, Paul being a man's name. They are my parents. And that's what the baby here would say. I don't know if that baby's old enough to talk, but if the baby could talk, it would, not it, babies are not it. You cannot use it for people. I'm going to guess she. This is Joan and Paul. They are my parents. That's the baby speaking. Many people are at the game. They are excited. Who does they refer to here? What is the noun that they replaces? What do you think in this sentence? Many people are at the game. They are excited. Who is they? Welcome, Edison, Anita, and Kit. Why do not use it instead of this? Well, we haven't talked about this yet. We will get there. We will get there when we use this. This is like a pointing word. Let me show you an example, a real world example. This is my phone. So it's kind of a pointing word where I'm being very exact. It is not always exact. We have a request for modal verbs. Because that's a request, we'll make sure to teach that soon. I'm still on subject and object pronouns. We will get to modal verbs very, very soon. If that's something you want, that's something we can teach. They here, of course, refers to many people. Okay, let's look at object pronouns now. The object of a sentence comes after the verb. Like subjects, sometimes objects are more than one word. Let's take a look at some examples. The man is drinking coffee. The object in here, of course, is coffee. It comes after the continuous verb is drinking. I love pizza and spaghetti. So here we have two objects, pizza and spaghetti, and can combine two nouns, and now we have two objects, and it comes after the verb love. Yes, that's right. They, the people, is the subject pronoun. So they, subject pronoun. Oh, a question about if we use the word God. Is it he, she, or it? That's a good question. I believe in many religions, the pronoun for God would be he. However, because that's kind of a tricky question, God is probably one of those nouns you can use, and you would just use that noun all the time and not use a pronoun. But in many, especially one God religions, where there's just one God, it would just be God or he. God is considered male. It'd be different in some other religions. If you use God, though, if you use the word God, the noun, always capitalize it. Always capitalize the name of God or a god. Okay. I live with Peter and Jeff. So here we have objects, Peter and Jeff. Two objects combined with an come after, here not a verb, this is actually a preposition. So objects can come after prepositions as well, with. Or you can maybe consider live with phrasal verb, and we'll talk about phrasal verbs in another lesson. All right, let's move on. Let's look at some object pronouns. The main object pronouns in English are these. We have me, you, and notice you is the same. You can be a subject pronoun or can be an object pronoun. Him, her, it, us, and them. So we have two that are the same. You and it are also object pronouns. My voice getting a little dry. Got to get a drink. A lot of good questions so far. Okay, let's look at the differences between subject and object pronouns. I, for the self, when you're referring to yourself. Me as an object. So I, me. You, again, stays the same. You, you. He becomes him. She, her. It, same, it. We, us. They, them. And this is the difference between subject pronouns on the left and object pronouns on the right. Oh no, this is coffee. This is coffee. Zach, this is coffee. Another good question. It's iced coffee. It's mostly sugar. Oh, that's a good question too. Why does you stay the same? I don't know. That's just how it is. When English was created, when the language was created, I guess you was good enough for subject and object, because it's always referring to the other. If you use you, it means it's somebody else, just one other person, and you're kind of talking directly to them. So it's difficult to make a mistake. If you use you, usually the other person knows that you're talking to them or talking about them. Ask him about something or someone? Yes. Ask him. If you start with a verb, ask, that's a special kind of sentence, an imperative. It's like an order or a command. And yes, it would be ask him because it comes after the verb ask. Another good question. Good question, Santos. So let's look at a sentence with both subject and object pronouns. I love you and you love me. Here, I, subject. Love, of course, is the verb. You, object pronoun, comma, and you, subject. Love, verb, me, object. So notice the you can be both object and subject pronoun. And here, me is the object pronoun. And it's the object pronoun that's kind of the opposite of the subject pronoun, I. And that would be the dog talking, of course. No, dogs can't talk. Why do we treat you as plural? Since good question. Why is you singular and sometimes plural? But I don't know about you as plural. I would say they or we as plural, or us or them as the plural. Okay, so keep the questions coming. Let's look at another example. He is looking at her, and she is looking at him. So he, subject pronoun, before the verb is looking. And then here we have this little preposition at. Her, object pronoun. And then over here, and she, subject, is looking, verb, at, preposition, him, object pronoun. So you can see the difference between the subject pronoun he and the object pronoun him, and the object pronoun her and the subject pronoun she. Oh, you, like you all, that's kind of an idiomatic expression, y'all. It's used mostly in the southern United States. Y'all, you all, y'all comfortable. So that's kind of slang and idiom. It's and it's usually used in the southern United States, y'all. I had just to finish with the y'all, Y-A-L-L, I had a friend in college, and she was from the South. She was from Alabama, and she'd say, "How all y'all doing? How all you all doing?" So you can use it like that. Remember, it's slang. Please don't put it in your essays when you're writing. Don't put y'all in your essays when you're writing. Okay, let's continue. We help them and they help us. Again, the difference between we, subject pronoun, and us, object pronoun, and them, object pronoun, and they, subject pronoun. And how do we know again when to use subject pronoun and object pronoun? Do you remember how you know when to use a subject pronoun as opposed, or, in contrast to when you use an object pronoun? Any ideas? I'm probably going to answer it before you get your answers in. How do we know, I'll ask it one more time, how do we know when to use a subject pronoun and when to use an object pronoun? Nice to meet you, Noriko. I am a new teacher. I'm teacher Neal from America. Sean and Mark haven't gone anywhere. Sean and Mark will be back with their classes. We're going to add more classes. There will be more classes now, some from Canada and some from America. So stay tuned. When is the next lesson? Boy, that's a good question. I don't know the schedule. I know there's one tomorrow morning. Okay, I'm going to answer my own question. Tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the next class. I'm going to answer my own question. We use the subject pronoun when it's before the verb. So here we have the verb help. And we use the object pronoun after the verb. Here's the object pronoun, them. So always identify the verb, look for the verb, and then you'll know whether to use a subject pronoun or an object pronoun. If it's left, it's a subject. Good, because English is written left to right, and it's spoken left to right. It's an English joke. It's written left to right, so of course the subject will be left of the verb, and the object will be to the right of the verb. Object pronouns are also used after prepositions, and prepositions often are those little words like for, with, about, at, in, on, over, under. These are prepositions. They give us an idea of where something is in space, like over, under, next to, behind, just a pen, using a pen as an example. Prepositions let us know where something is in space. How do we know object pronoun? Santos is asking a question. How do we know object pronoun using it? Because it will either be after a verb or before a verb, to the left of a verb or to the right of a verb. And that's how we'll know whether it's a subject or an object. Again, always look for the verb, and then you'll know what type of pronoun to use, subject pronoun or object pronoun. By left, oh, that's a good question too, and this is going to be opposite, I think. By left, I mean to my left, and to right, to my right. Hopefully I got that right. I'm opposite on the camera here. So let's look at some examples. I didn't make this for Jack. I made it for you. Okay, here's a let's go back to that. For is a preposition. After the preposition, you, we have to use object pronoun. Same as verb, after verb, object pronoun. After preposition, object pronoun. So when something comes after a verb or a preposition, always object pronoun. Chris and Kelly are leaving. Do you want to say goodbye to them? Again, here's our preposition, to. After it, object pronoun, them. Always after. To the, again, if you're spatially minded, if you think about things in space, to the, let's see if I can get this right. Again, opposite. To the right, them. I'm going to a party tonight. Would you like to come with me? After preposition, with me. Okay, I'm just looking at some of the questions. This and that. Now we're getting to some different kinds of pronouns, this and that. And there was a question about this and that earlier. So let's take a look. This and that are both subject and object pronouns. So again, subject pronouns before the verb, object pronouns after the verb or after a preposition. This and that are both subject and object pronouns. They're both. This refers to a thing close to the speaker. That refers to a thing far away. Let's look at some examples. This is my mother. Now the child is saying that, she is saying that because she is close to her mother in space. They're very close to each other. So this is my mother. I love this. Here it is in the object pronoun position after the verb, object pronoun. I love this. And again, the little girl is saying this because the candy bar, the candy is very close to her. It's in her mouth. It couldn't be closer. So she says, I love this. That is a nice car. So whoever is saying this, that Lamborghini there, that is a nice car. They are away from the car. They are some distance from the car. Notice they're not next to the car or inside the car. They are a few feet. Remember, feet, not meters in America. That is a nice car. What is that? So they are pointing somewhere. I got to remember opposite. No, I'll go with it. There. What is that? What are they pointing at? Something far away from them or further away. Not something that is close to them or something that is touching them. So that is far away. What is that? Of course, we can't see what it is. This and that have a singular meaning. The plural form of this is these. So it has a plural form. And those is the plural form for that. So again, both this and that have plural forms. This becomes these, plural form. That becomes those. Let's take a look at some examples. Yes. Boy, you're going to have to help me with this name. I'm going to try the last name here. Hazerlich. That is a supercar. A Lamborghini is a supercar. We looked at that Lamborghini. Let's take a look at the difference between singular this and plural these. This is delicious. Okay, they would not say that. Notice the strike through. That is wrong. These are delicious. Why these? Because there are many cookies. And of course, these is referring to the cookies they're eating. These. And these. Oh, thank you, Hazerlich. If I ever look at your name and I say it wrong, just let me know. Yes. And so remember, this and these can be subject pronoun or object pronoun. And in this example, subject pronoun, because it comes before the verb are. These are. So many cookies, these. That is my friend. No, that's wrong. That's wrong because you see many people here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 people. So we would say, those are my friends. And it looks like whoever's saying this, whoever is writing this sentence, is far away from these people. Those are my friends. You wouldn't say that is my friend. Those are my friends. And this is colored green, but I believe this is a subject pronoun because it comes before the verb are. And we have a request for tenses. We had a request for modals, a request for tenses. Again, we're going to have more Smrt live stream classes, and we will cover all those lessons. So stay tuned. Keep coming back. We'll cover all those lessons that you need. And thanks for joining me for this one. This is our first one, or our second one from America. And you're going to continue to get videos from Canada, of course, from the Canadian College of English Language, and now from the Spokane College of English Language. But let's continue. Let's finish this lesson because I want to get to the exercise. I want you to look at and try some of these. Okay. This, these, and that, those can be used with or without nouns. So remember way back at the beginning. And for those of you who just joined us, we had an example. Leslie is my uncle. He is a farmer. We wouldn't repeat the noun. Leslie is my uncle. Leslie is a farmer. That's why we use pronouns. But notice this, these, and that, those can be used with or without nouns. Let's take a look at some examples again. This is delicious, or this coffee is delicious. So notice here I'm using it as a pronoun. This is delicious, and it's close. The person's holding it, so they would use this. This is delicious. Or they can use it kind of like an adjective here before a noun. This coffee is delicious. So you can say directly the noun. So you can use this as a pronoun where it replaces a noun, or you can use it with the noun. So you can say this is delicious or this coffee is delicious. Both are correct. Thank you, honey. I appreciate it. This is my first lesson, so just getting used to this, and I'm looking forward to my next lesson already. Yeah, this is fun. This is fun. Thanks for joining me. I'm glad you're enjoying this. And stay tuned. We'll cover verbs. We'll cover prepositions. We'll cover every part of speech. Here we're on pronouns. And this is a lot of fun. You're great. And great questions, by the way. Keep the questions coming. This is awesome. Okay, let's look at these steamed vegetables. Steamed vegetables. Delicious. These are ready to eat, or these vegetables are ready to eat. Both are correct. These is a pronoun, replaces the noun vegetables. These are, and remember, subject pronoun before verb, or we can use the noun. We can say these vegetables. So kind of using it like an adjective there to describe this noun. These vegetables are ready to eat. Both are correct. That is my girlfriend, or that person is my girlfriend. So again, we can use it as a pronoun, that before the verb is my girlfriend, or that before the noun person is my girlfriend. Both, again, are correct. Both would be correct. And they're looking at something over there. What are those? Asking the question. Again, here we have the object pronoun. Why object pronoun? Because it comes after the verb. Or what are those things? So we can do it with object pronouns too. What are those things? Remember, you can put the noun after this, that, these, those, and it'd be correct. Okay, we're at the end of our lesson. So are you ready to try some? Yeah, I think so. Okay, I can't hear you. I wish I could. But you can always chat. You can always write in. Hello, Trap Music Z Gaming. Welcome. We're about to try an exercise using subject and object pronouns. So I'm going to bring up this. I don't know if you can see those. Can you see those? Let me know. Let me know if you can see those. I'm going to blow it up a little bit more. Okay. First one they do for us. Did you answer the question? Yes, I did. So look at this one. They ask a question and they use a pronoun. And in the answer, they want you to guess what pronoun we would use for the answer. Okay, Jonathan, you said you're all ready. Okay, I'm going to let you. Let's just do the next three. And I'll pop out here for a second and let you look at these. They're just three of them, so I'll give you maybe, how about 2 minutes to think about these? I'll be back. Okay, I see a lot of you who have answered already, so I'm going to pop in a little early here. Yeah, these were kind of easy, it looks like, by your answers. What does your sister like? Of course, your sister, a woman, she likes to cook. So the answer here would be, of course, she. And a lot of you got that, right? Good job. Okay, this next one, this one I think was the toughest. And judging by your answers, I saw a lot of you correct your answers to the correct one. Can you play the guitar? Of course, the guitar is not a person, it's a thing. So it would be no, it is too difficult. And finally, do you like video games? Yes, I love to play them with my friends, because somebody's asking you, do you like video games? Yes, I love to play them with my friends. So she, it, I. Okay, those were easy, so let's zoom on down to the next exercise. I'm gonna scroll down. Okay, here we go. Let's do A through G. And A is done for you, so you'll do B through G. Let's start with A again. Sorry. I have many video games. I like to play them. Of course, them is the pronoun for video games. So can you finish B through G? And I'll pop back in a second. I'll be checking your answers. All right, I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to pop back in. I see a lot of you have finished already. You're already answering G, so that's really good. You guys are really smart. And somebody said this is easy. That's great. If this is easy for you, it means your English is very, very good. So let's look. Make sure you got all of them. Let's look at B. This is my new motorcycle. Do you like, of course, motorcycle is a thing, so do you like it? B should be it, the motorcycle. C, we are eating lunch. Arnold made it for, what is the object pronoun for we? That's right. Hannah, that's right. Arnold made it for us. Us is the object pronoun for subject pronoun we. So it should be Arnold made it for us. She doesn't know where it is. Can you show? Who are you supposed to show here? She doesn't know where it is. What is the object pronoun for she? Can you show her? Can you show her? D should be her. So I know there's an it in there, and a lot of you answered it, but we're not talking about the it. You need to show her where it is. Yeah, okay, Jose, you got it. That one's a little tricky. I think maybe that's the trickiest of all of these. D is her. E, I have 3 best friends. They are very kind to, who are they kind to? Me. That's the object pronoun of the subject pronoun I. They, of course, are my 3 best friends. They are very kind to me. F. Do you know Tommy? He would like to meet. Who does Tommy want to meet? Does he want to meet her, him, us? No, of course. You. Do you know Tommy? He would like to meet you. Remember, subject pronoun you and object pronoun you, the same. My parents are very special. Aw, I really love, of course, if we look at the word parents, it's got an S on it. This word has an S on it, so that's plural. More than one, mother and father. My parents are very special. I really love them. I really love them. So again, that should be it, us, her, me, you, and them. All right. Ready for the next one? Ready for the next exercise? Okay, here we go. Let's finish this part. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. H, I, J, K, and L. I'll give you a couple minutes to finish these, and I'll pop right back. Okay, I'm back. I am back. So it looks like a lot of you have these already. Let's look at the answers to them. H, she is a little shy. Can you talk to, of course, she. And now we need the object pronoun of she. Her. She is a little shy. Can you talk to her? Let's look at I. We want to have a party tonight. Can you plan? Okay, now we have to think. Are we looking for the object pronoun of we or the object pronoun of a party? And of course, you don't plan people, you plan a thing. So can you plan it? We want to have a party tonight. Can you plan it? J, I am going to paint my bedroom. My roommate will help. Who will my roommate help? Well, there's only one other person, I, so it must be my roommate will help me, the object pronoun. Jim isn't very friendly. That's weird because all the Jims I know are very friendly, but it says here, Jim isn't very friendly. I don't like, of course, Jim is a man's name, so I don't like him. And finally, that car is nice. I want to buy, what is a car? It's not a person, so I want to buy it. So let's look at the answers again. She is a little shy. Can you talk to her? We want to have a party tonight. Can you plan it? I'm going to paint my bedroom. My roommate will help me. Because my roommate will help me. Jim isn't very friendly. I don't like him. That car is nice. I want to buy it. So those are the answers. How'd you do? Pretty good? That reminds me, by the way, there was a question earlier. I want to return to it. So I'm going to go all the way back to the top. Let's look at A again. There was a question. I have many video games. I like to play them. Why this to in here? Why to play? Why I like to play? This is called a verb pattern. The verb like, if you have another verb right after like, you can say to play or you can say playing. You can use both. You have a choice. I could say I like to play them or I like playing them. And they're called, they're called verb patterns. And later on, of course, in another lesson, we will cover verb patterns. So that's a good question. With the verb like, though, if you follow with another verb, you have your choice, to play or playing. Same with love. Same with like or love, you have your choice. Yeah, like I want to buy it. I can't. Some of these, this is good. Some of these comments are good. Keep practicing English. You're doing really, really well so far. Let's try more. Now we don't have two sentences, we just have one. So I want to know, what pronoun would you use for these pictures? Let's look at A. I love my family. So subject pronoun, I love my family. And it's the person who's holding the phone, they're speaking. So let's look at the next two. Hello, Natish, welcome. We're almost done with this lesson. We're just completing a few more exercises. Just because I have two on the screen behind me, I better pop out for a second. I won't be gone long, there's just two. You can figure these out. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to listen to the music. So B, so here we see a man in a field. Blank is working on a farm. What did you put? What did you put for that one? Yeah, he. Subject pronoun, he is working on a farm. Did you ride your bicycle today? And let me scroll up so you can see it from behind my head. Did you ride your bicycle today? Yes, I always ride it to work because bicycle is a thing, it. And would that be subject pronoun it or object pronoun it? That's what I want to know. For C, yes, I always ride it to work. Is that subject pronoun it or is that object pronoun it? Does that make sense? Does that question make sense? For the answer for C, yes, I always ride it to work. Is that a subject pronoun or is that an object pronoun? I'm waiting for your answers on that one. Subject pronoun or object pronoun? You're not sure? I'm going to answer it. Well, as you're thinking about that, I'm going to go ahead and answer it. Answer my own question again. Yes, I always ride it to work is an object pronoun. And oh, good. Yo, you're correct. It is an object oh, you're looking at D already. It is an object pronoun because remember it comes after the verb ride. If it comes after the verb, object pronoun. If it comes before the verb, like I, subject pronoun. Yes, that's correct, Noriko. Hannah, remember subject always comes before the verb. Object always after the verb. Always, 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 always. Okay, let's try 2 more real quick, and then we got to wrap up this lesson. Thank you for joining me. But 2 more, and I'll actually, you can see that behind my head, so I won't pop out. Let's look at D and E here. What do you think? What do you think on D and E? Hey, Omar. Thank you, thank you. Omar, it's your first time and we're just finishing. Please tune in next time. We'll have another class tomorrow. So please come here early, join us. We're going to have a lot more classes. We're streaming classes from Canada and from America now, so there will be more classes. Okay, I see these answers. Good, good, Hannah, you got it. Yes, Santos, good. Okay, D, of course. My girlfriend's name is Shelley. I met her on the train. Shelley is a woman's name. There she is. And of course, for women, I met her on the train. Okay, good, Omar. I'm glad you'll be back here. Tune in tomorrow. We'll have another class. This is fun. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, by the way. Let's look at this last example that I had you do, this last exercise I had you do. And please come back. There will be more teachers. I'll be back, of course, but you'll see new teachers as well. And now's your last chance. If you have any questions, now is your last chance to ask today. Of course, keep those questions in mind. Ask them again in the future. We'll cover different subjects in the future. And I hope you enjoyed this one. So the last one, of course, is Michael is sad because nobody is playing with him because he's a boy. Michael is a boy's name. Nobody's playing with him, and you would use object pronoun him after the preposition with. Anirudh, it was nice meeting you too. Bye. I gotta go. Yes, it's him, her, and him. Menelau, I'm sorry you arrived late. I'm glad that you know this topic already. It sounds like a lot of you did very, very well with these exercises. So it sounds like you've got your pronouns down. You know your pronouns. Bye, Rouge. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, everybody. People is or are? People are because people are many, right? So think of the pronoun for people. The pronoun for people would be they, and you wouldn't say they is. Of course, you would say they are. So same with people. People are. People are in the park. People are riding the bus. So people, that's a good question, Omar. People is always are. Many, many people. It was my pleasure, Anita. My pleasure teaching you. You guys were great. Great answers, great questions. It was fun working with you. I liked all the comments. Keep it tuned here, of course. Many, many lessons coming up in the future. And we'll get more complex. This grammar will get more complex as we go along. So if this was easy for you, stay tuned. We will cover some more difficult topics. We'll get into those verbs. I know we had some requests for verb-related lessons. We will. It was nice meeting you, Tara. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, this was great. This was fun. This is my first one. And you guys made it a great experience. Thank you. No, thank you, Solomon. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to take off now. Again, stay tuned. We'll have more live streaming classes from both Canada and America here in Spokane, Washington. I'm out of here now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.